It could be anything, Jughead. It could be human bones mixed with fake synthetic bones or
it's a Mothman.
Welcome to MsMojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 jump the shark moments on Riverdale.
You're like beautiful mind, but for serial killers.
For this list, we'll be looking at some of those moments on Riverdale where things just go totally crazy. This entails some spoilers. What's your favorite jump the shark moment on Riverdale? Let us know in the comments. Number 10, Cheryl and Jason.
You had a void. It is my job to diagnose how to fill it.
By grave robbing?
Wait, what?
Cheryl's connection to her dead brother always seemed a bit, let's say, odd, but this was pushing it way over the line. Cheryl gets her hands on Jason's corpse and hides him in her house.
Welcome home, JJ.
Why did the show do this to Cheryl? She was arguably the best character on the show in the first few seasons. Did they just run out of awesome storylines for her and take this ridiculous turn instead? Not to mention Cheryl lied and gaslit Tony to keep this secret.
What were you doing in there?
I was praying.
Seriously, not cool. Number 9, serial killer genes.
Can any of you guess what the murderers all have in common?
Nothing. Isn't that kind of the point?
Actually, they all have one thing in common. A specific set of genes.
Sure, if you do an in-depth study of serial killers throughout history, they probably have some very specific things in common, but come on. Dark Betty was already almost too much to tolerate, but according to Riverdale, Betty's dad, also known as the Black Hood, and her biological half-brother also share these two specific genes that all serial killers have. A 2022 article specifically referencing this storyline talks about the MAOA and CDH13 genes, saying that they do affect aggression levels.
They discovered that you have the MAOA and the CDH13 genes.
Also known as
The serial killer genes.
But if everyone who had this combination of genes became a serial killer, there would be an obscene amount. They really should have done their research on this one because this idea just made the show sound silly.
You have the serial killer genes?
Yeah. You can use this. Harness this. To keep the darkness in check.
Number 8, Cheryl's dead father has a twin. Okay, it's enough already with all the Blossom family plot twists.
Calm down. It's not what you think.
Hello, Cheryl. I'm your Uncle Claudius.
We accepted when Jason's true fate was revealed. We tolerated it when we found out the Coopers and Blossoms are actually related.
After the murder, our family severed ties with the Blossoms and their name, and we took a new one, Cooper.
But enough is enough. With the appearance of secret Uncle Claudius, any remaining suspense of disbelief the audience may have had around the Blossom family history just went straight out the window. The term jumping the shark refers to a point in a show where things turn irrevocably downhill or just go overboard ridiculous, and this one undoubtedly applies. Things got way too unbelievable after that.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
Number 7, the Red Circle.
We're not vigilantes, we're watchdogs.
We're the watchdogs.
We're not called the watchdogs, Reggie. We're called the Red Circle.
Archie is the absolute worst at making big life decisions, and this is only the first of many entries on this list proving it. Yeah, when a serial killer is on the loose in your town, clearly the only reasonable thing to do is gather up a gang of your shirtless buddies and openly threaten him.
You think you can attack us from the shadows, but Riverdale is a lot stronger than you, and we're not afraid.
Archie wasn't even wearing a mask like the others. He was already nearly a victim of the Black Hood once. How on earth did this seem like a good idea to him? Number 6, Archie working for Hiram. Speaking of Archie's terrible life decisions, this one is definitely one of the dumbest. He knows what a bad guy Hiram Lodge is. In fact, he's so bad that he's the main villain of season 1, and you never even see him.
God, Hiram is like Dracula, snapping up properties from all over Riverdale to expand his empire and feed.
Everything shady that goes on in Riverdale, Hiram Lodge has his hand in it. And yet, Archie still chooses to work for the guy. At first, it seems like he might be going in as sort of a double agent, but then he goes all in.
Don't underestimate Mr. Lodge or me.
For what purpose? He becomes a junior mobster just for the perks?
New wheels, Mr. Lodge?
Indeed, but not mine.
The car is yours, Archie.
Number 5, Bear Attack. Archie is for sure a pretty tough dude, but we're relatively positive that a fully grown bear could take him.
I need help. I've been attacked by a grizzly. I'm in bad shape.
While on his little journey of self-discovery after running away from Riverdale, he gets attacked by a bear in the woods and just sleeps it off. Just surviving the attack is bad enough, but Archie seems like he's crossing over to the other side if he doesn't get help quickly. But then the next morning, he seems to just rub some dirt on it and be okay. What is that?
Guys, Archie just lived through the Revenant. Let him order what he wants.
Number 4, aliens. Yep, aliens. Your radio is just fine. Do not adjust your television sets. You heard us right, aliens. Okay, fine, they ended up not really being aliens, but honestly, that would have been less lunacy than what actually happened. Apparently, the stories of the Mothmen were all a cover to hide the illegitimate children of Nana Rose's cheating husband.
My late husband was a compulsive philanderer.
Rose even delivered a fake alien corpse to the diner to throw off Jughead's investigation.
A special delivery courtesy of Nana Rose Blossom, straight from the Twilight Zone.
But the truth eventually surfaces that the Mothmen, previously thought to be aliens, are deformed throwaway children of the Blossom clan.
How many children in total?
Oh, over the years, half a dozen?
There is just no end to the secrets of the Blossom family's past. Number 3, Archie in jail. This entire plotline was so weird. Hiram frames Archie with murder, and as all of his friends and family rally behind him, he decides just to plead guilty rather than put them through the stress of a trial.
Instead of prison, time served plus 2 years in juvenile detention. If Mr. Andrews will plead guilty to the crime of manslaughter.
Your Honor.
I'll take the deal. No.
What a noble move that was, because it totally wouldn't mess them up worse to have him in prison. And things just continue downhill from there. How could we ever forget Archie's life-changing speech about the epic highs and lows of high school football?
I dropped out in the 4th grade to run drugs to support my nana. That means you haven't known the triumphs and defeats, the epic highs and lows of high school football.
Or the Vixen's inspiring performance of Jailhouse Rock. Or perhaps worst of all, the gang's epic jailbreak.
Archie.
We won't even mention the underground fight club. Number 2, Griffins and Gargoyles.
I've heard of this game before.
The game itself wasn't so bad, but the cult-like following it had pushed this storyline way over the line. A clear fictionalization of Dungeons and Dragons, this game leads to several Riverdale kids becoming brainwashed, and some even dying for the Gargoyle King.
Alpha, what are you doing? Hey, put that down! You okay?
We're not sure the show knew where it was going with this one. It started as some sort of checkered past between the parents that the kids were now continuing, but it seemed to dip its toe into the supernatural, and because clearly this was the breaking point, it stepped right back out.
And the true mastermind behind it all, the true king, was you, Penelope.
Well done.
Before we unveil our top pick, here are a few honorable mentions. The Speakeasy, a teenage-run club.
I'm glad you came, Daddy. If only so you can see how a legitimate business is run. Follow me.
Tickle Fetish. Why is it always Kevin?
We make tickle videos for a guy named Terry. And before you assume the worst, it's not sexual. No clothes come off at any time. It's like an endurance sport.
And this Terry guy pays you?
Yeah. And a lot more than dealing.
Faking Jughead's death. To what end?
Closed casket. Call me a doubting Thomas, but that seems like a suspect choice with such a handsome cadaver.
Classy as ever, Donna. The funeral home didn't even want us to have the casket here, but it's serpent tradition.
Archie runs away. There is no escaping Hiram Lodge.
You ever hop a train before?
No.
We'll figure it out.
Archie calls the cops on the street race, the not so fast and the furious.
Why would you do that?
Trust me, Jug, you're gonna thank me for this. Jug, stop! Jug! Jug, stop!
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications.
Number 1. The Farm.
Evelyn told us that you were finally ready to meet the farm.
As this list shows, this show has a plethora of moments that took it past the point of no return. But all of those pale in comparison to The Farm.
Betty, are you ready to hear the craziest thing ever?
Well, I think I might have you beat on that one.
Brainwashing, organ harvesting, sister wives, oh my. Any one of those storylines would be bad enough on its own, but the combination of all of them gave us possibly the show's most ridiculous arc ever. Edgar Evernever starts seducing the teenagers of Riverdale to join his cult, which Betty later finds out is a front for his organ harvesting business.
The farm is an organ farm.
Are you trying to get shipped off to Shutter Island, you lunatic?
But the worst part of it all is when the jig is up and Edgar attempts to escape on a homemade rocket.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from MsMojo and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.